Um, it was a lot about AI. We promise to not bother you with that topic. So going back to old school things. My name is Kaspar, and I've been in digital design and UX for 25 years now, last 12 in Swedbank, building and leading different design and UX teams. And now we are in design operations. And in addition to that, I've also been teaching different user-centric design topics in different Estonian universities. And a few years ago, I started my PhD to research how managerial decision-making impacts user-centricity in big companies as Swedbank is.
Hi, my name is Kadri, and I have gathered 8 years of experience in human resources field, and then I did a shift to the design world in 2022. And since then, I have combined my HR knowledge, organizing and communication skills with learning the field of design in the role of design operations. And also, as a side business, for 6 years, I have been a personal trainer, concentrated on pregnant and postpartum women. So as far as it goes for the gym, then right now I'm practicing what I preach.
Yeah. In few quite old school slides, we will give you a quick overview how design in Swedbank has evolved over years and why Swedbank needed design operations at one moment. This is a retrospective mapping of how design has evolved in Swedbank Group. And each column represents a time period, highlighting what we started doing back then. You don't have to read it. Just at the bottom of every column, you can see time horizons, and right above that, how many designers we had back then.
And if you focus on numbers, then here you can see how our design organization has grown throughout the years and during these mentioned milestones. And we'll come back to these numbers once we start explaining our practical bridge building examples. And to also, to give you a bit of a context of our hybrid setup, then our design community members are situated in 4 different countries. Most of them are in Sweden, but some of us, including we with Kaspar, are in the Baltics as well. And through time, we have added different design competences into our organization, and the sizes of these circles indicate how many people we have within that role. So you can see that the biggest group is UX designers here. And for the simplicity, we will call all of these people designers in the upcoming slides.
Yep, Swedbank design community brings our designers' design competencies together to create a holistic user experience across all our products, in all our channels, in all the countries we have. And also to grow design and banking skills in the bank, to raise design maturity in the rest of the bank who are not designers, and to make Swedbank desired place for designers to work. And of course, to advance our shared design mission. Our design community brings together different designers from different countries, connecting all kind of different teams across the whole big organization. And they all come with different KPIs and goals, and they are working on different products and channels, and even some of them on internal tools. So at one moment we realized that this kind of complexity needs some kind of dedicated, centralized person or role or responsibility to start building bridges between them.
And then, just briefly, if you haven't heard of design operations before, or you don't have that function within your company, then in a few slides I will give you a quick overview. So we're still coming back to the to AI for a second. So this is how one of the most popular AI resources, or two of them, consider design ops in the world. So when regarding these definitions, then design ops is mostly about systems, processes, tools, and culture. So in a big picture, it's about managing things around design work and designers. And when coming to design ops in Swedbank, then we have two main goals for us. First of all, we improve designer experience. And secondly, we help to scale design work and by that achieve higher design maturity. And regarding how we have divided our work between me and Kaspar, here you can see four circles. And of course, we back each other up and help each other out, but mainly legal compliance risks and procurement, and also design research topics are on Kaspar's table. And employee experience, community building, and communication topics are on my table.
So that is a wider context in Swedbank Group of 17,000 employees. And as promised, here are 5 examples of the core activities that design operations has set up over time. And few tips also when to consider using them yourself. So when you Google design ops or use AI for that, in most results, in top 3 main responsibilities, there's design systems for the rest of the designers. So let's start with ours. But a quick technical note from here on. We'll show you everything together with the size of our design community at the time when we experienced that need in the bank. So you can see those numbers at the top of every screen. But of course, you can assume that all teams and companies are a bit different. But back to design systems. In the beginning, we had none. Every product team worked on their own pages, and they had their own way of doing things, and there was no consistency at all, even inside one country, one channel. And then, for example, when we started building those local design systems, then we found 11 different orange buttons in Swedbank pages that all developers and designers had copied from somebody else, added their small little tweak to it. There were different corner radiuses. Even the orange wasn't the same. So we had to align it all. But now we approach our design systems from group level, and we have created this kind of base layer for all channels and products. And on top of that base layer, we have our local design systems to make sure that we have a consistency in our Android and iOS apps and in our internet banks and all external web pages. But to onboard all our current and even more the new designers to so elaborate multi-layered design system, we used Figma Make to create an educational game. It's now part of every new designer's onboarding. And now even the current designers can use it to learn, for example, how to use components and which parameters to set here and there, or if to detach a component or stay friends with others, that kind of advice. Few suggestions from what we have learned through the history of our design systems. The first one, include your UI developers or the full stack developers, whoever is developing the front end right now. Include them right away, even from the beginning. And secondly, in this kind of ever-changing systems like design system is supposed to be, it's easier to maintain quality if you involve your development from the beginning. For example, agree what are the rules, how you create design components and code components, so those twins would match always. Agree on the naming conventions, so you would have the same names of components in your Figma and also in your code. It's easier to line those things later. And the last one, the balance. Find the balance, because centralization, of course, is cost optimization, no matter if in time or in money, but the more you centralize, the less room for creativity you leave for your designers. But now to the next topic.
Yes. So our next bridge building example is about creating different connection and bond making activities, these activities we have seen that work in a hybrid setup where we are divided between 4 countries. And we can cluster these different activities into 2 groups, ways to be synced with information, and then events, meetings, and rituals. And from both of these lists, I will bring up a few examples, just as that maybe you could copy these afterwards. Why not? So, first of all, ways to be synced with information. For example, we have weekly all-hands meetings with the whole community, where the most important information is shared. Then designers can also share something about their work that they're proud of. And time to time, we also call other guest speakers from the bank to also educate our designers on business topics too. Then, for example, we have formulated an advisory group, which brings together diverse members from our community to discuss and advise on topics and decide as well on topics that would benefit the well-being of our community members. And then, underneath events, meetings and rituals, for example, we have the Design Community Day Conference, which is held twice a year, one physically in Stockholm, and the other one takes place like semi-virtually, meaning that people in Stockholm and Umeå come together in their cities, and people from the Baltics come together in one of the Baltic countries. And then some things we do together virtually, some things we do together with these people who are on the site. And after so many feedback loops, and these have grown into internal conferences where edutainment alternates with socializing. Then, for example, we have creative rush sessions, which is a format for our designers to work on something totally different besides their daily work. So we have teams maybe struggling with some kind of bottlenecks, and then they provide these topics to these participants of these sessions, and the participants then work on different solutions, providing prototypes, wireframes, which hopefully can be used by the first team then afterwards. From time to time, we also give our designers like off-bank topics as well, so that they could really let their creativity loose too. And yes, if you want to hear more about these other examples, then let us know afterwards. And our learnings regarding organizing all of this. First of all, hybrid multi-location setup is the most difficult to organize and run, as it creates the most unknown and can really easily break complete experience. And it takes time, listening to feedback, and doing repetitions to get everything run smoothly. Then decide and communicate what will be your one source of truth regarding the information that is being shared within the community, and close and delete everything else. Because we used to struggle a lot with having multiple places with information that was outdated as well. So yeah, we struggled with that a lot. Then you need to make sure that you have design managers buy-in and support, of course, because everything you plan and do, you want them on your side. And another final point here is that it is good if DesignOps hosts and organizes things, but make sure to empower people with ideas and drive so that they would feel ownership and want to host their own ideas and events.
If all the other examples are rather generic in the world, and this one I haven't actually seen much, or if at all. At one moment in Swedbank group in our design community, we discovered that there are loads of things that tasks, projects, initiatives that are needed only by designers, but not by nobody else in the bank. Thus, neither our HR or managers could provide such things. We, of course, knew that the best people to provide those are our own designers. And so we created something we call goal areas. And I will show you a few examples right away. In short, we call them goal areas. It's not so corporate or bureaucratic as it sounds. Those are, in our design community, this kind of voluntary groups of designers interested in some really specific topic, and they're interested in advancing it to the rest of the design community. In short term, of course, winners are the community members themselves, but in long term, the whole bank wins from it, because whatever they do, it's multiplied by the number of designers. So let's take a few examples from here. We have a data and analytics goal area who helps designers to understand how to work with quantitative data that is usually collected and processed by conversion managers and such people. Then research goal area teaches designers how to use different qualitative and mixed methods in their design research, because as Kadri showed you, there are so many different designer roles in the bank, and not all of them are aware how to use those methods. And research goal area also gives us, as design operations, input when they need to change something in design process. So we can go and align it with our GDPR and compliance people, because if you collect personal data with interviews, you have to make sure that it's all governed well. Let's take design advocacy and diplomacy. This goal area has taken its mission to educate everyone else in the bank. What are the possibilities and impact of user-centric design if applied well? But they also organize different events for designers about banking topics, so designers would understand how the bank works and wouldn't ask too simple questions. So in that sense, they're really worth the title. They're advocacy and diplomacy. And maybe for the last example, we would take craftsmanship. They work on educating our designers on different craft topics. So this kind of really specific details in Figma about our design systems, about Figma usage, technical part of this design. And yeah, everyone can join them for a session, get their questions answered. And our learnings from this third bridge building example, we have experimented it not being mandatory part of our design community. But when doing it, when forcing it, you have to really understand that there's a risk that motivation drops heavily. And then we change it to voluntary. And with that, there's also risk that if it's voluntary, but managers don't give designers dedicated time this 20% or whatever you decide to give, if they won't give that time to them, they won't just participate because their work expectations are always more important for them. And make sure the rest of the organization knows that to expect a few less hours from the designers every week, because benefit of this kind of initiatives, it's not measured in hours every week. It compounds over time, so it adds up.
So our fourth bridge building example is about an on and offboarding experience. So this is something that we have created additionally on top of what Swedbank already generally has. So briefly about the experience, this is a list here, which is what are the activities and the things that is or are included within that experience. And I will just mention a few from this list. Firstly, we have modifiable and personalized checklists so that the newcomers would understand and know when and what to do. I'll show an example soon as well. And then, for example, we have pre-recorded intro videos of different areas. For example, an overview of our brand principles, research process, UX writing, etc. So on different topics. And these are also pre-recorded so that people could onboard faster and we could provide the experience in a faster pace. And also you can see this design system onboarding experience is mentioned here as well. Kaspar already briefly talked about that. And to showcase you the list of this modifiable and personal onboarding checklist, then you don't have to read from here, but you can see the idea of it so that it is modifiable. There are different links here, where do you need to go, etc., so that everything that you need would be in one list. And also you can see that we have split these different activities into timely groups so that everything wouldn't be stacked up into 1 week, as it usually might happen. And our learnings regarding creating that experience for our designers. First of all, we suggest to keep an eye on how effective is your on- and offboarding process, of course, with systemized check-ins. And also measure how effectively this works with using UX methods. Why not? Then gamifying the process to keep people engaged and focused on the most important. It's so easy to get stuck into work tasks from day one, as you all probably know. But at the same time, it's important to get the basics to work within our community and be a designer in our community. And this brings us to our last bridge building example, which is a very recent update for our community, as you can see from the last bubble here, to keep the community bonded with bigger values and purpose, so the Design Community Foundations. To start off with, what does it include? First of all, design direction was one of the very first building blocks that was based on multiple researches and was compiled by the smartest people within the community to create a unified design direction. It also included a mission and vision statement as well. And throughout time, we have infused the content of Design Community into our other foundation blocks. Then community focus areas are the themes for the upcoming year. These are set by design managers, making them then important to follow for everybody. Last year it was about making the community a stronger place to work in and a better place to work in. Then, last but not least, design community principles were created together by everybody within the community. And to keep in mind here, these aren't design principles, these are community principles, which mean that how we work together and how we as community work. I'll show you right away. So to give you a closer look of our principles, these are our 5 main principle blocks, and we measure within the community twice a year how well we are doing within these principles. And this is afterwards followed up by a discussion in the advisory group to understand what we can improve, where we are doing well, and what could be the improvement activities. And here is just a closer look into two of our principles for you to understand that there are different sub-bullets underneath each principle as well. And our learnings, two of them we have mentioned. First of all, design ops is one of the key enablers for the community to be glued together. So once again, collaboration with team managers is really important. And in addition to yearly service, it is important to have regular check-ins within sub-teams to really deep dive into the problematic issues and understand what can we improve and where we can do better.
Yep, closing time. 5 main takeaways from all of it, if you wouldn't want to dive into the details too much. Start early and be explicit with everybody, all the community members, managers, everybody else. Be explicit that this is not the final thing. This is ever-evolving, always improving thing. Secondly, involve all the managers of designers. No matter if you have design teams or development teams or whatever the setup is, if the manager of the designer is not involved, it doesn't work that well. Offer different participation formats, because not all the people like the same things, even if they are all designers. So everybody can find something to join, and some of them can even practice the leadership skills leading one of those initiatives. Fourth, define success with your manager as design operations or whatever it is called in your company. Agree, what are you measuring? For example, track satisfaction for quality and track participation for quantity, or both, to judge if the value given is really worth the effort. And the last one, remember, design ops helps to build employee experience designed for designers specifically across all your organization, no matter the team, because it doesn't happen on its own. It has to be managed somehow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kadri and Kaspar. We also have a couple of questions for you in Slido. So, what would be the main thing, in your opinion, to keep designers active in the community, and what do you suggest on how to start building that community?
That's a community question. Mostly Kadri deals with community questions, but I would say when setting it all up, then you have to find the balance between what's mandatory and what's voluntary. And sometimes you go more to one side or to other, but at one moment people get used to it. The moment they can have this ownership, as Kadri mentioned, then this voluntary participation definitely starts thriving. Do you want to add something?
And maybe also that thing that we mentioned a few times, that managers have to be on board, because if you don't have their buy-in in everything that you do, then they wouldn't probably motivate their people into participating in these activities as well. So this is a very crucial thing to have.
Well, this leads us to the next question that we had. What was the thing that convinced the managers and stakeholders to believe that keeping a design team and managing it and growing it is a good idea?
We have had all the setups of design in company that you can possibly imagine, like centralized, distributed, agency model, whatever. We have tried all of those things over all of those years. And I would say at one moment, managers understood that those are the topics that they can't handle. They are like people manager. They don't know design specifics so much. And then we had to set up some other role that deals with those topics but doesn't deal with, I don't know, salary negotiations and other things. So you have to split it at one moment, because no manager can actually take care of designer things and employee things at the same time if you have 20, 30, 50 members already in your community.
Great. And one last question. How do you keep so many designers and take care of them so they don't burn out?
I don't know. It's probably again a balance between design ops and design managers, because mostly it's something that, well, we can say play this kind of good cup, bad cup game that in design ops we provide all the fun things for you to do, and the managers like require all the actual work. So we have to balance this also, and we have to plan it with managers.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's about finding a balance between that your daily job, but also providing people fun things to do with their colleagues. And as you saw, it's a difficult thing for us to do because we have this hybrid setup, and we really need to think about virtual events as well, what we can do virtually. For example, we had one kind of like murder hunt or something during Halloween virtually. That was really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, coming up with these different ideas how to keep your people engaged by these fun activities as well. These are really important.
Thank you. We do have more questions in Slido, and the answers will be there soon. And Vitaly already answered his questions, so thank you so much, Kadri and
Thank you.
Kadri and Kaspar.